Hey, I'm Jim Weber in the Fox 13 Weather Center, and thanks for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com. So we have the first hurricane of the 2018 season. Here's the satellite view, a very compact storm. I'll go ahead and circle the area so you can see exactly what we're talking about. That is Beryl right there, working its way on towards the west right now. It has been moving over some relatively cooler waters for this time of the year, but the favorable wind conditions have allowed this system to really gain some intensity very quickly, and that's very common. When you have these very small systems, they can ramp up in speed very quickly. They can also lose speed very quickly. So as conditions change, that could have dramatic effects on a very small system. Right now, winds, they're at 80 miles an hour. It's moving to the west at 15 miles an hour. Now, yesterday, it looked like this system, it was going to have just some moderate intensification and probably would not even survive the wind shear to make it into the Caribbean. Now, it's looking like this is going to be a hurricane as it moves through the Lesser Antilles. As it goes into the Caribbean, that wind shear will start to increase. So conditions, they become less favorable for development or even maintaining that intensity. So we expected to see some weakening as it works its way into the Caribbean. Then the forecast track takes it either over Hispaniola or very close to it, and just the interaction with the very high mountains, that could have a dramatic effect. So that track, as you get towards Tuesday, is really going to depend on exactly where this system goes. If it moves over right over the middle of Hispaniola, this quite likely will not come out the other side, and it would dissipate. But if it goes to the south of that, well, it might actually be able to get a little bit further on towards the west. So we're going to just continue to watch this as we go through the next several days. You look at the different computer models, basically in very good agreement, working its way on towards the west. Then you start to see a bit more of that spread as it gets towards Hispaniola. And really that makes sense. As this system continues to weaken, it gets kind of hard for these models to really kind of pinpoint how much intensity, and how, if it doesn't have as intense of a center, it kind of gets a little hard to really figure out exactly where this system may go. So I know you're looking at that track and you're seeing the different computer models kind of turning more towards the north, up towards eastern Florida, towards the Bahamas. You got to take that with a grain of salt at this point, because none of this may even happen if it doesn't even survive that trip over Hispaniola. So we got to wait and see how this is going to play out over the next several days. Of course, we're going to keep you updated right here on myfoxhurricane.com. And then the other area we're watching, this has now been designated as Invest 96. We've been talking about this for days. It has this narrow window of development, but it looks like what this is going to end up doing is kind of hanging out off the coast of the Carolinas over the next couple of days. Between about a 70 to 80% chance we could see something develop. So right along the coastal areas of North Carolina, you got to watch this as we go through the next several days. There you see the computer models just kind of all over the place, really not showing a whole lot of motion. Then once it gets picked up by that cold front, it'll start to work its way on to the north and the northeast as we get into the middle of next week. We'll keep you updated on all of this right here on myfoxhurricane.com.